We're live. We're recording. And here we go.
Welcome to the Tom Bernard Podcast and the Family with
co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Brand Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
And
I want you to know that last night, for a while, Catherine and I were sitting around talking about this, that, and the other thing. And we were watching some TV and all the rest of it. And that family's a big deal in your family too, isn't it, Kristen?
Yes, I have a lot of family. My mom's one of 6. Bill's one of 7.
Wow.
I mean, it's just a big deal. I think it's kind of coming back because for a while there, nobody ever talked about their families or this or that or the other thing. When I was a kid, they did. But then for about 30 years, it went missing.
Stop it.
From like 1990 to 2010 or something. I don't know, somewhere in there. But yeah, it got really, really weird that nobody ever paid any attention. Now I think you think it's making a comeback?
Family's making a comeback. Well, I think family was always there. I think it just, I know like Gen X was known as like the latchkey kids, because they were sent to school with like a little key around their neck and, they took care of themselves, something that just wouldn't happen in this era. And I think people have rethought. I think a lot of people need to have 2 parents working because that's just the economics of the world. But I think people are rethinking what that maybe looks like. If grandparents can help pitch in, take care of the kids, I think it's just a little bit different in how we're structuring things.
Well, what's interesting is that when I talk to people, whether it's guests coming on or people, buying ads or whatever it is, I have had 2 people in the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks.
Did you lock the door?
Oh my
must
God.
have.
One thing, Kristen,
Maybe
Alex can never get anywhere on time ever.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe
can't
tell her we've moved the show like earlier
and not tell her.
and not tell her.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right about that. So now I lost my train of thought.
Family, guests talking about family.
Oh yeah, they said my family's very important to me. I have never heard that before in my 60 years in the business.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy talk, Tom.
Well, it's
Yeah, I
true.
don't know.
People did not refer to that. They did until I was about 25, and then for about 40 years. I mean, some people still did, obviously, but not as much as they're doing now. Which I'm just saying, it's a really good thing.
It is a good thing. It is. And I think, maybe just the last 5 years, I mean, the pandemic was weird and a lot of people couldn't see family. And maybe that shifted something in their brain.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
indeed.
changed a lot of people in a lot of ways.
Some
Yeah.
good, some not good, but it changed.
Yeah, Minnesota had some very interesting extended lockdowns
Oh,
and
yeah.
executive
Yeah.
powers and snitch lines and
Yep.
all of this. Whew,
Wasn't any money in that, was there?
They went really crazy with it.
they did. They
Think
went
somebody made a
nuts.
little do-re-mi off of that deal, or Jesus?
Well, and if anybody hasn't heard already, they have found the shooter.
Yep.
They did find the shooter, and he's 18 years old?
22.
21, 22.
21 or
22.
22.
Yeah,
He's
his
22.
father was a law enforcement officer, I believe, and
Really?
turned him in. His son confessed to him, and well,
What a
It's a really
tough thing to do as a parent. I mean, it's the right thing to do, of course. It's still
Yeah.
a tough thing.
it's a very tough thing. But it also probably, if he was going to try to run away and hide, he might have ended up shot in the street. It was the safest thing. To
Yeah,
actually
true.
do.
It's true.
Yeah, if you
Although
wanna
Utah
say,
is
like,
going to go hard for the death penalty at this kid. So
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
I don't know.
What a
will
world.
happen, but yeah, so 22 years old and that mad, that upset.
I'm going to ask you guys all a question about
fresh
this.
out of college.
I've been thinking about this too, is that I don't understand how your brain gets to that point. Because I've been very pissed off at people and never want to see some people again. And some people are just, taking advantage and you get really angry about it. I never for 1 second have thought, maybe I should kill them. I mean, how do you
Well,
get that in your
we're-
head?
We're in a mental health crisis in our country
Yeah,
too. And I
yep.
think that needs to be addressed. And I don't know how, because, if someone's 18 or over 18, I should say, they don't have to get mental health treatment if they don't want to. They have the right.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
there's
Do
no
it,
such thing
not
as
do it.
compulsory mental health treatment anymore.
really?
No.
Because
You
they
can
used to
get-
make you go.
You can get psych holds, but they're very short, and they're
Just-
usually only if you're suicidal or an active threat to others.
Oh.
Yeah, we call
Seems-
them 5150s here in California, and it's a 72-hour psychiatric hold.
Yep. But then you're just goodbye.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, and on a more positive note, the girl Sophia that was in the hospital from the Annunciation shooting, she is
Mhm.
out of
Oh.
critical. She's still she's still not good, but she's out of critical status.
Okay.
So things are getting better for her.
So
Hopefully it'll keep going.
what do
in
you
the right
guys all
direction.
think? What is driving all this anger and violence? And my God, people just losing their minds, assassinating people.
Well, just look at the reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination. I mean,
Oh yeah,
There's
tons
people
of people are super happy
just
about
so
it.
thrilled about
Why?
it. There was
Well, I think it's tough when somebody is recorded saying, unfortunately, people being shot is part of gun ownership, and I
Yeah.
think it's worth it. He said that.
I mean, I would
So,
bet
and I think-
100% of people on Earth have a very similar view, but they don't know it.
But I think like when somebody's a public speaker and was videoed saying this and then he gets shot, I think people are just like, well, there we go.
Well, I mean,
That's
would you
not
say
a-
He
that
said it's
about?
worth it.
So I mean, like,
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I think it's just a bad situation since he said that and then he was killed.
I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
like,
kind of
it's
like
just-
saying if you drink alcohol and you get run over by a drunk driver, then oh well, you weren't for prohibition, so live by the sword, die by the sword, moron.
I know it's a very, very complex, multifaceted situation with gun control in this country, and it always has been, and it probably always will be.
Yep.
I don't know if there's any quick fixes to that.
But to act like that's some sort of gotcha is just like it's such low grade thinking, and it's shocking how many people actually think that way.
Well, and
It's like they're toddlers.
but the thing is too is that Charlie Kirk he would debate it, whether or not you agreed with what he thought about gun control. You can debate it, and if you've got really great ways of preventing all of these school shootings, and if they know for sure that if you banned all guns, there would be no more school shootings, then you would debate that, not just go kill him. I mean, it makes
That's the thing is Charlie Kirk was like he was like a right-leaning centrist, I think.
Yeah. That's what
So
everybody
if
told me.
that's too extreme and is deserving of assassination, then there's a lot of people in America who should be afraid right now.
Well, Stephen King instantly posted that Charlie Kirk, oh, well, too bad for him. He advocated stoning gays to death. He
What?
never, ever
No, he
said
didn't.
anything
He
like
didn't do that, but he was not LGBTQ plus friendly at all. A lot of his stuff as a woman was pretty misogynistic, in my opinion.
Yeah, he definitely was very, very biblically driven. And he took, just like so many religions, take whatever their
Mhm.
religious writings are very, very seriously. He did do that.
Yeah. But
No.
again, doesn't warrant a shooting. And also, I mean, I would also say it doesn't warrant I mean, now I look at every political pundit across the board going, you better be beefing up your security because people are
Yep.
nuts right now.
Well, that's the thing. If Charlie Kirk, of all people, is being targeted, then I mean, basically no one is safe.
Well, he
Because
was the
he
biggest
extremist.
face.
Well,
So-
he was an
someone who
extremist on
did-
college campuses.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like these people.
He
were
was one of the
so-
biggest drivers in getting Donald Trump elected outside of people who are in that Donald Trump bubble of like elected officials or appointed officials. He was the biggest driver in getting young men from and I guess we'll say 18 because you have to be 18 to vote, but 18 and up to I would say about 30 really driving that vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He motivated people to vote. He motivated people toward that Donald Trump side of the election, and that's kind of the narrative that he had.
Andy Jacobson on the screen here says there are zero winners in any of this, and that is
100%.
100% true.
Yep.
100%
But the
agree.
thing is, everyone who's grave dancing right now is just pushing the country farther and farther to the right. Every time someone like Stephen King tweets something like that, he probably just made 100,000 more people who would be happy if he died.
Yeah.
So, and then once the right gets so radicalized and they start killing people, then it's going to radicalize the left, and they're going to be happy when the right dies, and so forth. And that is how things like a civil war start.
Yeah.
So my advice would be to stop grave dancing, keep it to yourself if you don't want to end up with actual death squads.
I know. And now the new thing is that all of these people are calling the employers of all of these people that are grave dancing and getting them fired.
Good.
See, I just don't know if now that radicalizes them further.
They're already 100% radicalized. I'm fine with them having that opinion. I'm not fine with them sharing it, because that is what drives division. Like, they can be crazy all they want and, whatever. There's crazy people everywhere. But like I just said, when people like that are tweeting out to millions of people or using their platform to say things like this, every single one of them radicalizes tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of more people when
And
you see that. And they're like, oh, well, this is what the other side thinks of me, so I guess I better go get them first.
But my question is then, who actually starts stepping up and stopping hideously disgusting behavior? Who stops it?
There's a lot of options, just no one's willing. College professors would be a great start.
Yeah.
Politicians would be a great start.
Yeah.
Talk show hosts, news anchors, they're all guilty of this.
But they're never going to,
No.
because they thrive on negative discourse.
Exactly. These
So
people weren't
we as
radicalized by no one.
Well, I'm just saying we as people can maybe do better then. If we can't count on politicians or talk show hosts to raise the bar
No, we cannot.
for discourse, maybe we can start.
Well, I think 80+% of people are at that point already. It's just, it doesn't really matter. It would have to be 100% for it to be a non-issue.
So I have a question. I don't know how many years ago it was, but we still lived out in Dayton, I know. And for like a year and a half, I had to have an armed guard with me wherever I went because of some of the things that I said on the air. Remember that?
No.
I don't remember it being a year and a half, but
Well, it's a long
I
time.
blocked out a lot of your KQ days.
Well,
They were not
I
pleasant.
can understand
That were not
that
pleasant
too,
in any way, shape, or form for your family.
But that's what it is too. You still have a public platform, and anyone who has a public platform at this point could be attacked if someone
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
do what you're saying, and that's kind of
Oh,
where we're
yeah.
at as a society, and it's an exhausting place to live. It makes you not want to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's the idea. It's terrorism, and that's the idea.
Well,
Yes.
and Charlie Kirk talked about that a lot. He said, I am a target for
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
violence because I'm actually saying what I think. And he was
Yep.
a proponent for free speech. Now, whether or not you liked what he was saying, he has the right to say it still. In America right now, we're seeing other countries losing their freedom of speech very fast.
Yes, we are.
I mean,
I just-
Nepal just blew up. Nepal
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
they were stripping cabinet members. I think their prime or finance guy, whatever. They stripped him naked and were beating him, and he was in a river trying to escape.
They're burning all the
It's all
buildings.
and a lot of it is because of
Unbelievable.
USAID was in there with Soros Foundation, and all of these military and political people were super rich, and everybody else was super poor,
Yep.
and they could see it on social media. They're like,
Well, it's
they
happening
were
here in
calling
the
them Nepo
US.
babies. I know, but I mean, they just did this. They're stripping them naked and they're blowing it up. They've just taken over. They're
But
done.
I'm saying the way we are structuring the US currently, with the building up the corporations, building up the billionaires, and then it's the rest of us to fend for ourselves. They are
Yep.
doing that in the US currently.
That's true.
They are, but the average American is still doing quite well for themselves compared to
It's
99%
getting
of the
harder
world.
and harder. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
It's getting harder. And I will tell you, I think it hit Los Angeles probably before it hit the rest of the country because we had the strikes in 2023. We had the
Oh,
fires
yeah.
earlier this year. We were still making that recovery from the pandemic. And we're seeing a lot of people who had a really nice middle to upper middle class living in Los Angeles be out of work for 2 years with no jobs. Now it's starting to come back slowly because we did some of those tax incentives that came into place July 1st. And I'll tell you, we're seeing production pop up all over the place, which is great news. but the damage has already been done. And so how do you recover from that? And hopefully, the Olympics are a great success here because that funnels a lot of money into the city. But again, that's still 2.5 years away. So that's an issue.
That's a long time.
And that's one city here. So,
yeah. Do you think we need, because I'm thinking back to the late 60s and it was very violent in the late 60s, people being killed in the streets, neighborhoods being burned to the ground.
We're back there.
Yeah, we're getting there. But what changed all that, in my opinion, and I've talked about this before, that about 2 years into it, we got very lucky because a young guy named Richard Pryor came along and made us all laugh and made us happier because we could laugh at something. Now, I'm not saying he changed it by himself, but he sure did open the door. Right now, nobody has a sense of humor. Have you noticed that?
it's hard some days to laugh. And I was listening to a podcast, cover to cover with Chris Frangiola yesterday. And he's like, listen, the world is really dark. This has been really hard for a lot of people, no matter where you stand on the Charlie Kirk issue. And he said, you know what? We're going to rank the top boxed mac and cheeses right now. And he went through and it was like the most ridiculous topic, but he goes, and they were laughing and I was laughing because it was so absurd talking about like little powdered, like orange dust or,
Poodles.
white dust, depending on what kind of mac and cheese you eat.
Poodles.
But it was actually like the perfect kind of absurd topic that I needed. And I think a lot of other people probably needed just on a very heavy week.
You need a break from it all. That's for sure. You say Goodles?
Goodles is the best mac and box.
Goodles. Yeah, they were going through Annie's and Kraft and Velveeta, all of them. But I was like, this is fantastic. This is exactly what I needed to watch. It was like, I just needed like to dump everything in my brain and not read the news. And he said, he goes, personally, I went and watched old Jiminy Glick with Martin Short episodes.
There you go.
I just needed to go back to great comedy.
You have to laugh. And it's been, in my opinion, it's been a couple of years since people have been laughing a whole lot.
Parks and Rec is always good.
Parks and Rec is good.
Yeah.
You're
I
absolutely
think
right.
comedy's kind of been on the downswing for a
I
solid
think so.
10
because
years at
everybody's
least.
afraid to say anything because they'll get canceled. They'll get,
Yeah,
they'll
that's
have
true.
people marching outside their door.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Can't say
Social
anything.
media really did make comedy a lot more difficult in a lot of ways.
Take yourself to the movies. Go see The Naked Gun this afternoon. Like, go treat yourself. It's a
That would be
funny,
fun, actually.
silly movie. Yeah. It's a great way just for an escape for 90 minutes.
I work in a preschool classroom, so I laugh a lot.
Well, that's
You're
good. That's good. That's good.
I
to
laugh
know.
all the it's just
Because
absolutely.
kids are natural comedians.
Exactly. They don't
They're
know
so
what's
damn
going on in the
cute.
world. And
Yeah.
so
Nope.
I just act like a lunatic the whole time and they think it's great. And we're just jumping around having a nice time. It's great. It's the best.
So, that's how the whole world should be. Is there
The whole
Male-
world should be filled with toddlers.
Yeah, I don't know about
Increase
that.
Hey, I like
No, not all toddlers.
As the
Everyone's having
father of
fun.
a toddler, I don't want that many toddlers in the world. Thank
everyone
you.
would be having fun.
But they are funny.
They
They are funny.
In between the
And
exhausting
just like the stuff that they say,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I don't know. And
When I used to
sex
teach
tapes.
dance classes, like 2.5 to 5 were my favorite age. There's just something so pure and sweet
Yeah.
about that age.
They don't put on airs and they're not
No.
like trying too hard to be something.
No.
They just
They're
are
so
what they are.
pure. It was really lovely. I enjoyed it so much.
And they just say whatever comes into their heads, and you're just like, wow,
Yep.
okay. What?
Yeah. Some of the things.
The best.
I still need an answer to my question, though.
No dear.
We had Richard Pryor, we had Rodney Dangerfield, we had Joan Rivers, we had very, very funny people. The last time the world felt like this in the late 60s, I mean, this bad. Who's a good comedian now? I can't even think of a current comedian. I mean, there are, like,
Ali
Nick Swart-
Wong, I love.
Ali
Fortune
Wong. Ali Wong's
Feimster, I
great.
love.
There's a lot of good comedians on
Yeah.
social media.
But yeah, that's true. That's a good point, actually. I bet you a lot of comedy is on social media.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You just don't see it on TV anymore.
Oh,
Well, and there's also
It's
a
just
billion
not-
of them now, whereas in the 60s,
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Well,
were
and
like
they-
a good stand-up, then you kind of existed on your own merits back
Yep.
then because
And-
there were just so few
Well,
of
there
them.
were superstar comedians back in those days. There's not so many of those.
Well,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
That's
but
exactly what I'm saying.
I think it's like late night TV is the shift there because
It's
like the
over,
comedians
yeah.
used to go on late night TV
Yep.
and like that's when
Mhm.
people used to watch the
Yeah,
comedians.
not
And now late
anymore.
night TV, it was so saturated with so many versions of kind of the same thing that and now nobody really watches it. And so they have comedians on, but it's like,
Yeah, who cares?
nobody really cares.
Oh, there's a bunch of Gabriel.
Everyone's
Rob Schneider, Shane Gillis,
Pat
Carvey
Williams.
Spade
I like-
podcast.
I can't say his last name.
Who?
It's Nate.
Conan O'Brien.
Bargatze?
Yeah,
Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
he's hosting the Primetime Emmys on Sunday
Yeah.
on CBS.
Oh, is he?
and he's a clean comic, and he has kids, and
Oh.
just like this.
Yeah,
it's
I've
very
seen him.
relatable.
Yeah, I like
and
him.
It's
Ron
kind of like
Light.
the why can't I think of his name? The blonde, pale one that we know, Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, Jim
Jim
Gaffigan.
It's kind of like
Gaffigan. Yeah.
it's like a younger Jim Gaffigan.
That is one
vibe.
thing I think is kind of overdue is a shift toward more clean.
Yeah.
Because we tried super duper edgy, swearing about everything, mad all the time, and that's
Yeah.
all we've had for like 10 years. And I
Yep.
think a lot of people are sick of that too. It's just like, yeah, we get it. You know, you're mad.
Well,
That's great.
and
That's
I
not
think-
funny though.
yeah, and if they could just stay away from politics.
Yeah. It's like Dave Chappelle kind of killed his career by doing that.
He
Just
did.
by being like
You're
nothing
right.
but mad all the time.
Well,
Yep.
even Jim Gaffigan got real weird there
Yeah,
for a
He
while.
on
did.
social
Yeah.
media, he
Yeah.
got weird. Yeah.
Yeah, he got real weird.
I
for a
want
while.
to talk to Kristen about, and maybe Kristen, you and I are the only people that are going to care or know, but about the summer I turned pretty.
Nope.
The
Young,
Have you watched?
I have not watched the penultimate episode yet because it's Emmys week, so I've been working every night. But I have kind of heard like little whispers about what is going on, and I'm very sad that the show is ending. That this is kind of a young adults type of book going into a series. This is the third and final season. I'm kind of sad it's ending, to be honest, though.
I know I'm kind of sad it's ending too, but it's just also getting. I feel like they're kind of leaning into like we're ending, so we can just kind of be like
Oh.
ridiculous and not need to make much sense.
Right. Well, and it's a love triangle, but the weird thing about the love triangle and all of this, just so people know, is that it's the girl is fighting over two brothers, and they've been fighting over, the brothers and this girl since they were like kids. So it's very strange dynamic in some ways.
And they're all obnoxious.
They are.
Like they're all obnoxious, and everybody's like, "Team Conrad, Team Jeremiah, Team this," and I'm like, "You all suck." Like you all.
I literally was like, I am team no one because this is Big and Carrie Bradshaw and Aiden love triangle
100%.
all over again.
Yes.
And we know how this plays out because guess what? It turns into a really mediocre reboot called And Just Like That. So I was like, don't do that to us.
Okay.
Please no. I don't know, but people are so. I just like I don't understand. So there's an older brother named Conrad and the younger brother Jeremiah. Conrad is like broody and emotionally unavailable, and Jeremiah's like really, really pretty and like kind of all over the place. And everybody wants her to be with the older brother Conrad because that's kind of her like childhood love. And I'm like, but he sucks.
He
Like, you
sucks. He
all
shows up and destroys. He sabotages every time she's happy.
are we talking about Twilight? This sounds very familiar.
I mean,
Exactly. It's
exactly.
formulaic. It's
They craft-
formulaic. It's the
I know.
love triangle.
Yes.
And the girl's name is Isabel, but they call her Belly. And now she has like a 22-year-old woman called Belly. And it's like,
Ooh.
Belly.
Speaking of people who suck, we finished the
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen documentary last night.
Oh,
Oh my God,
Wow.
Kristen!
How did that go?
What
Don't
an
talk to me again.
absolute train wreck of a human
Oh,
being.
God.
I thought you guys weren't going to finish it. I was like, it's okay.
Well, actually, I'm kind of glad we did because, like I was talking about yesterday, Charlie Sheen to me was 2.5 Men.
yeah.
I don't really remember. I'm sure I
Yeah,
saw
he was
the
never
movie.
in anything else.
There was that one movie. He was in like the Air Force.
No, he was in like a real a war movie that I guess was really popular.
I
yeah.
don't remember him
Yep.
in literally
like an
anything else
actual war
ever.
movie or a
Yeah,
parody.
that's how I feel.
Actual.
That's how I
Huh.
feel.
Charlie Sheen was in other stuff.
Was
I
he
don't
in the Brat Pack? Was he a Brat Packer? No. Was he?
Charlie Sheen. Yeah, he was in that era. I mean, yeah.
Platoon. Yeah, Corey, you're right. Platoon. Yeah, I guess
Platoon.
that was a really big movie, and that sort of made him as an actor. And I didn't know any of the other shows that he was in. I guess he was up against his dad.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
Hot Shots is what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Hot Shots was good, actually.
Hot Shots.
It's that dumbass, goofy comedy kind of thing that used to be like Spaceballs. It's a lot like.
Yeah.
Or it's just like stupid the whole way through, but
Yeah.
it's actually pretty clever.
Yeah, when Charlie was in Hot Shots, his dad was in like West Wing or something about presidency.
He did West Wing. Yep.
Yeah, and his dad was kicking his butt in the ratings all the time.
Mm,
Yeah, that's right.
That's a very interesting family dynamic. Right
Yeah, there was
there.
a dynamic even with Platoon between Emilio Estevez, his brother, and Charlie, because Emilio originally had the role and then Charlie wound up with it. And he's like, that's fair.
I
you know, 'cause
wonder
the-
why Emilio didn't come on the documentary.
I think that Emilio, interestingly enough, he appeared in Andrew McCarthy's documentary. So that to me kind of was an eye-opening revelation that the brothers may not be getting along as well as they
yeah.
are. Yeah. Because his
Now, when you're-
appearance in Andrew McCarthy's documentary was awkward too. Emilio kind of avoids the limelight compared to his brother too.
Well, what's interesting about watching that is, I mean, that guy, well, he said he was doing 7 rocks of crack a day or at
I
a
don't even know
time.
what that means.
I guess that's like enough to kill 10
I
people,
was
but
gonna
he
say,
could
it
do
sounds
that
like-
many and still somehow survive.
If I did an eighth of a rock of crack,
Of
I
a
would never
rock.
even
Die.
How
Well,
much
it's
is a
Keith
rock?
Richards. It's like there are certain people that do drugs
Yeah.
their whole lives and they'll live to
Yep.
105. That's going to be Charlie Sheen.
But Charlie Sheen talking, he's sitting there in this cafe and he's just downing coffee, and they cleared the cafe because he started talking about the HIV years and this and
So
that.
this is him now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honest to God, there's brain damage there. I mean,
I
in
don't
his,
doubt it.
behind
Yeah.
those eyes, you're just like,
I'm sure.
what is
Apparently a
there's
rock
something
is
seriously wrong with
His
him.
nervous
roughly the
system's
size of a
Yeah.
pea is on average.
It's called a
And
what?
what do
It's
you
roughly the size of a pea.
what do you do with it? You crush it up and snort
I
it?
think they smoke
I
it.
think you freebase it,
I
don't
think
you?
he was freebasing. He was smoking for a long time, and then he started freebasing, and that's when he really went off the
Yeah.
rails.
And what's freebasing?
That you put it in
You
like a
shoot it up.
spoon, and then no, freebasing is when you put it in
Oh.
a spoon or something like that.
You
and
take
heat
the like
spoon up.
lighter. Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the fumes will come off, and you
Oh,
inhale the fumes.
like people do meth. That's like
Oh.
meth, right?
Meth, I think you freebase
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
But
it's
he was
basically-
shooting up as well at a certain point. And that's
Jeez.
originally when he admitted his HIV diagnosis, going back to 2015. That is where he alleged that he got the virus. And then, it's taken a decade, but now he's like, I also slept with men, which is likely where he got HIV.
Well, what also is interesting is that he was so famous that he was clearly on the edge of collapse. He looked like he was half dead when he was doing those tours, and
Yeah.
right after Two and a Half Men fired him, and
Yep.
people were buying tickets. He was rambling. He was so high.
hmm
People were supporting him, and they were all, like, "Oh yeah, F the
My
man."
brother went. My brother bought a ticket and went to the tour. If
I
that
think
gives you an idea of how different my brother and I are.
Well, it's the same old story, isn't it? I mean, look at Matthew Perry. He basically had the same thing. He was rocketed into massive fame all of a sudden, and he became this massive drug addict who went through treatment 1 billion times. And his story ended with him overdosing
Yeah,
and dying, of
he
course.
didn't make it out alive though.
Charlie Sheen
And
is still
Charlie
alive.
said one of his big regrets was not reaching out to Matthew Perry more.
Yeah.
Matthew Perry, because I did listen to his audiobook this year. I went through a huge celebrity memoir kick this summer. And it's in hindsight, listening to it all, it's like, you're lying. Like he's lying through the entire book, talking about his sobriety. Because even when he's narrating this audiobook, he doesn't sound sober. It's crazy. Now, of course, I'm listening to this in hindsight, but I had a couple friends who read it and they're like, oh yeah, I mean, there was no way he was sober.
Was he a thing before Friends?
Matthew
He had had a
Perry?
successful teen career. Like he had done 90210 and he had been on a couple of series. Like he was a familiar face if you were paying attention to the Hollywood scene.
Okay, so it's not like he just went from a nobody to
Yeah,
like one of the most
nothing,
famous
so-
people on earth.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but all of them, even though some of them had some fame, like Matthew LeBlanc had some fame before Courtney Cox, I don't think any of them predicted the level of fame that they were about to experience with
They are
Friends.
probably some of the most famous people on earth
One most
just because of
time.
Friends.
Well, and most of them haven't really had much of a career.
No, not a lot of them.
The women have had.
Yeah.
The women have
Bad
done very
girls,
well.
Not great.
The women-
Well, Matthew,
What's her face?
Sorry, Charlie Sheen says he's been sober for 8 years, and you can just tell if he goes off the rails one more time, that's going to be it. You can just tell.
Because
Yeah.
it would be a bender that would be
It would
unstoppable.
be-
Well, that's what
yeah.
Matthew Perry did, right? He went on one last bender and then
Well,
that was it.
Well, and what happens a lot of times is once they're sober for a great deal of time and they've detoxed all that crap out of their system, they
Yep.
go back to exactly the same dosage that they
Mhm.
were doing before, and
Oh,
that's why they
God.
die.
Yeah, they're like
because they
back to
don't-
my 8 rock a day
Exactly.
habit,
They're-
but you can't
Yeah.
do
They're
that.
like, I can
unless-
handle it.
And
It's like-
Matthew Perry was like never really sober. He had like a
No?
short, yeah. If you listen to his autobiography, he had a stint on like one full season of Friends that he was actually sober, and it was the only season he got nominated for an Emmy. And I'm like, that should have been your clue. But after then, it was like maybe a week, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month, but it was never really an extended time where he was sober. He was telling you he was sober,
Oh,
but he was never sober. There was
Oh.
always some type of substance in the mix.
Yeah. Well, and well, who was the director of or the producer that was on the show with Charlie about? He had like the bad wig. He was on the second.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very famous guy. I can't think of him.
I know, I'm
Um,
blanking too right now.
I know, I'm completely blanking. But anyway, and one of the choices Charlie had was either go to treatment and sign your contract, or you're fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean Chuck Lorre?
Chuck,
From-
yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, and at last they finally said that. If they had said that to him 2 years prior, he might have been able to get the help he needed. But everybody was making so much money.
well, that's the
off
thing
of
is he
him.
might have been like, no, screw you, I
Yeah,
quit,
the-
and then they're out millions
Yeah,
and millions
the
of dollars.
enabling in that industry
Yep.
is just awful. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't say anything to your main talent because if your main talent decides to leave, you just probably lost $50-100 million.
Well,
I-
strangely enough, 2.5 Men continued on for several
That's
seasons
right.
without Charlie Sheen, with
did, but
Ashton
did
Kutcher
anyone-
stepped in.
Did
And the
anyone-
show did very well. Yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Huh.
And it can happen. I mean, I think of someone who, not related to drugs, but I think when John Ritter passed away, 8 Simple Rules about my daughter, when he passed away, they still continued the show for another few seasons. They brought in David Spade. And I think like if you find the right mix and you have good writing, it can happen.
I think so too.
God, what an amazing situation, though. You think about all of this stuff, people being mowed down doing a speech, and another guy hanging on by his fingernails before he gonna drug himself to death. And I mean,
Well,
it's
it
just,
comes down to mental health again. Like it always just
No
kind of like circles back there.
Yeah, no one's doing that much crack because they're happy and they just want to be even more happy.
right.
Yes.
You know, I feel
Yeah,
great,
well,
but I
I really
always
do
feel
think
like a
that,
little bit
though.
of crack might make that even better.
Yeah, probably not happening.
Yeah.
All right, young lady, I know you have to get out there and shoulder to the wheel.
I got to get my hair done.
Oh,
Hair
nice.
done.
That's always a nice
Here
thing
we
to
I want to
go.
get my hair did because it's
Me
really
too.
long.
Get my hair done.
And he's gonna
Yeah.
get his hair done, no
Mhm.
question. All right, we'll talk to you on Monday.
See you on Monday post Emmys.
Yeah.
Meg, ooh,
Woohoo.
that's right.
Oh,
Post
that's
Emmys.
right.
Post Emmys. Yeah, I've got a big weekend of events, so it'll be fun.
All
Get some
right.
sleep.
I will do my best.
There
Have
you
a great
go.
weekend.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
You too. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We shall take a break. Be right back right after this.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
I think it depends on the.
Let's talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. Look, it's easy to feel like just another account number at the big national banks, but that's not how it works with my friends at North American Banking Company. Whether you're visiting their locations in Roseville, 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, or Maple Grove, you'll always find real people who know you by name and actually care about your finances. Not some AI chatbot. They also offer all the modern conveniences you expect, like online and mobile banking, but with a personal touch that only a community bank can offer. So why settle for less when you can bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We're rocking out, man.
We are
We
rocking
certainly
out.
are.
That's all I have to say. We're
As
rocking out like there's
usual.
no tomorrow.
Is it just the three of us for the rest of the show?
It is just the three of us for the rest of the
What
show
are
because
we-
Mom had a doctor's
What should we take
appointment.
about? Can I tell you why I was late?
Was it construction?
Like every other day, you mean?
No, I have been very on time, actually. Thank you very
Did
much.
you get that, Andy?
Yes.
Write that down.
Well, it's
Anyway.
went into the public eye. So.
Yes.
Anyway, I was trying to exit at the exit that I need to take, and this big black truck just went like zooming. So I was in like the very right lane, and then I had to get over to the exit lane to exit. And then I was in the right lane going to turn into or merge into the exit lane, and this truck all of a sudden comes flying behind me, goes into the exit lane to go around me and zooms
Wow.
forward. So I couldn't exit. And then to get here, if you miss that exit, it adds like
Yeah.
7 minutes to get here from the next exit. And so that's why I was late.
Do you think people are just getting a lot angrier and therefore meaner?
Well, I mean, I think
Minnesotans, yes.
everybody's pretty like dysregulated or just having a hard time or feeling a lot of things because of the last couple weeks, all of the really awful things that have happened. But I mean, there's
Yeah.
always,
Yeah, it hasn't been a great month for anyone.
I mean,
No.
it's just, yeah. And like, look at history. There's always people that are pissed off doing awful
This
things.
is true.
It's not like it's any worse than it's ever been, or people are
Well,
just
it
getting
is,
more. No,
actually.
look
don't
at
know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Look at what happened to him.
name any 5-year
look at-
period in any
yeah.
country that didn't have some sort of horrible slaughter or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
I
I know,
mean,
but it's an ebb and a flow. There's no question
Look at
about
the beginning of America. Look at just like
that. Mhm.
there's never been a time where there's not, just like tons of awful things happening to people everywhere because of either religion or I want your land or
Yep.
I disagree with you or whatever. I don't know. Look at all the presidents that have been assassinated. Look at
It's been a while since. Well, we almost had one
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
Very,
but I
very
mean,
close.
How many
But
presidents have been assassinated? 4 or 5?
4 or 5, I think. The
Yeah.
most recent, I think, was JFK,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that
long
was a
time.
while ago. So
63, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and I mean the first one was
first one would have been Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just how the world has always been.
Yep.
And will be, and you just can't. Whoa. Like I talked to Fawn, she's having
Boom.
some friend drama at school.
Uh-oh,
And
friend drama already.
it's
huh?
nothing major. There's a new girl, and she's really good friends with a new girl, and it's just they're kind of having a hard time fitting in the dynamics of like, well, this is my best friend, but then I'm also really good friends with you, and can we
Yeah.
all play together, or just like nothing wild.
Yep.
But I was just talking to her about it, and I was like, you need to just lead with kindness and go in with a positive attitude And if other people are not including other people, or if they're being rude or whatever, then you know that you did what you could,
Mm-hmm.
and you aren't at fault for causing any problems. I'm like, so you need to go in every single day being like, today's going to be a good day. We're all going to get along and everything's going to go well. And if it doesn't, then you can just be honest about how you're feeling and be kind. And that's how everybody should just carry on every day.
But let me ask you a question. How do you decide then who is kind of in charge and who isn't? Because everybody thinks they should be in charge.
Great. Have fun.
Well,
There's
but it's
nothing I
not
can
gonna
do
work.
about
Because
it.
there's a difference between actually being in charge and thinking you're in charge.
What's one of the
No, I
things
agree.
that growing up in Minnesota has really taught me is that, like, for example, the presidential elections, nothing I do matters there. So
right.
why worry about it?
Yeah.
Because I'm in Minnesota. Minnesota is always going to vote exactly one way from
Yep.
the beginning of time until the end of time.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to even really vote.
Yeah, that's what.
So it's just like, it's out of my hands. What
Yeah.
can I do?
I don't even like look up who's. I mean, obviously I know who's running for president and stuff, but I'm just like, why? I don't need to get involved in this.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do
Like,
about it.
it's
Maybe
just
if I
gonna-
lived in a swing state, sure, it's like, one
Right,
of those states where
Right.
presidents are winning by 0.5% or whatever. But where I am in my life, I have zero power to do anything about the president and such.
Yeah.
I can't really care that much about the election because it's just going to happen.
But then there are people who think if you don't vote, you're a horrible human being and you don't care about the rights of other people and you should vote because there are people that can't vote. And
Well, I
didn't
care
like-
who's the president. I just can't
God.
do anything about it. It's like if there was a meteor headed for Earth, would I care that there's a meteor? I
Yeah.
sure would. But what am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
I could go outside and shoot at it with a gun, but
Well, and I mean, 15 horrible things could happen to you in one day, and you still have the choice to be like, oh well, like you,
Yep.
like you're there. You have no control generally over things that happen to you.
yeah,
Sometimes,
unfortunately,
like outside sources, like this guy that almost smashed into me today on the road. I could now still be sitting here pissed off that that guy almost hit me and make it ruin my day because this one guy was driving like
right.
maniac. You know what I think? The moment I saw him, I was like, he must have diarrhea. And then I
Mhm.
like,
You never
good luck
know.
to you, sir. I hope you didn't poop your pants.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Charlie's, that's my point, is he says that more people need to vote in school board elections. For
Yes,
an
like
example,
local elections. are
local elections, I
definitely-
agree
yeah.
that people should care about because you have, I mean, think about the presidential election, your voice versus 350 million other voices. Whereas for a school board, it might be your voice versus 200 other voices. You are a lot more important in that sort of sphere.
Mhm.
Or even like mayors for specific
Yeah.
towns, like Minneapolis, it's always going to vote for the same kind of guy, always, forever.
Yeah.
Or
But
gal.
if you live in, like, I don't know, Minneapolis, I wouldn't count on it anytime soon. But if you live in like a smaller town, or even like, quote unquote small, 50,000 people, 100,000 people, it's still,
Not like a main city.
it wouldn't be difficult for you to mobilize and sway 5,000 people toward your side.
Yeah.
And 5,000 people in a town of 50,000, there's 10% of the vote right there.
Well, and I feel like in local elections, there's a lot more like we can actually make change with this person.
Right. And that's
Whereas
the
the
other thing.
president, it's kind of feels a lot more like he's the scapegoat and like the face of things, but like doesn't really do like all that much.
Right. It's like people are
entirely.
acting like
Like-
Trump pressed the
Yeah.
deport button, but without the support of Congress,
Mhm.
without the House and the Senate
Yep.
and all the governors in these states and all those people cooperating, he wouldn't have any power at all.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah,
Trump
he can't
getting into
just
office.
be like,
yeah.
I'm doing this, and everybody's like, okay.
Yeah. It's not how it works.
So
Right. Let me ask you guys a question. And Andy, you might have to look this up. How old was the shooter again?
21, I think. 21, maybe
21.
22.
what shooter? Which one?
Charlie Kirk
Charlie
guy.
Kirk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they found him. Did they find the school shooter? Because I don't think
What school shooter?
there was a school shooting yesterday
There was another one?
Yeah, in
Oh my
in-
God. See, this is what
outside
I'm
of
saying.
Denver. Nobody died. But
Oh
there's
no,
people
that
in critical
they knew
condition.
that guy immediately. He
Oh,
killed
they
himself.
did. Oh, okay. I must have mixed them up.
And that was just like, I think it wasn't even really a school shooting. It was just
Oh, good.
a beef,
Good.
Well, it was
as far as I
Oh, really?
understand
Well,
it.
there's a few people in critical condition.
I think
know.
he shot 2 people and then killed himself.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
So
I mixed up the.
explain that how you get in your head that I'm going to go over to a school or
That's
a
'cause you're
church or
insane.
whatever. Let me finish.
well, we
The,
know the question.
yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter if you know the question or not. Well, you have listeners. It's a whole different deal here.
well,
But no, I just don't understand how it never occurred to me so far in 73 years to get a rifle and go kill someone.
because you're not insane.
Do you think they are that insane?
Of
And
course,
I think
that's an
out of that
insane
nuts.
person's behavior.
There's a million justifications. What's the thing about even school shootings? People point at school shootings and they're like, there have been 17 trillion school shootings just in the past 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it really depends on how you classify it. Because if you look at the list there's sites out there that'll compile these lists. So it's like a big scary list and makes you want to vote a certain way. But if you actually go through the list, as I have, and clicked on every single one of these stories and looked at the situations, a solid like half of them are like a guy was in his car waiting to pick up his kid and he accidentally shot himself in the leg because he was a moron. That was classified as a school shooting.
Oh, it was?
Because it was a shooting that happened on school
I
grounds.
suppose, yeah.
People don't know that. When they hear school shooting, they think Columbine, but that's actually only maybe 10% of what they call school shootings is like that sort of thing. The remainder are just gang violence. Two gangs going to the same school.
Yep.
They decide to just go into a gang war and kill each other.
Mm.
So the whole school, even because school shooting is a pretty like narrow topic.
Yeah.
But even within that topic, there's still so many reasons these things happen, between accidents or a targeted hit or a maniac like from Columbine. So it's like, you can't even say what causes school shootings. Well, anything. Stupidity
I
or
guess.
hatred or insanity or God only knows.
How old was this kid that you said 21?
21, 22.
Something
21,
like
22,
that. Yeah.
something there. How do you get by the time you're 21, 20? I remember when I was like 20, 19, 20, 21 years old, you got your first job, then you got a really good job a couple of years later, and you always working toward finding that very special person that you'd like to marry someday. And I mean, do people not plan ahead? And I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody else, but I just have always been that, and maybe it's because my dad was off the rails, man, that might be it. But I always looked at what is the next thing we can do to make life even better.
Well, that's the thing, is Gen Z and maybe even Gen Alpha. How old is the oldest Gen Alpha?
I have no idea.
Let's ask Google.
He's going to find out right now.
How old
Well,
is
I
the
think-
oldest
Oh
Gen
no, I had a
Alpha?
thought and I lost it.
Well, we'll get it back.
The oldest Gen Alpha is 15 at the moment. So even Gen Alpha, that's the thing, is they're being told that they have no future.
Right. That's
They're being
exactly
told
right.
that the billionaires are taking all their money, so they'll
Yep.
never have any money.
Yep.
The fascists are taking away all their rights, so they'll never have any rights. So they're basically told that there is no future. So they're, in a way, they're basically endorsing the blaze of glory method, because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, well, if I'm never going to have any future, if the future is that dark, then why not just go kill a bunch of people and myself?
Well, I also think 21, 22 is the age of
Stupidity.
a lot of stupidity.
I
but
was
a lot
very
of,
stupid at
well,
21.
everybody that's 20 to 25 thinks they're
Yeah.
the smartest person in the world.
They know everything.
They know
True, yeah.
everything. They'll tell you
Yeah.
exactly what to do about everything because they're actually an adult now. Because like 18, you're an adult. But I love that you're 18, but you're an adult. You're a teen,
I know.
Yeah.
not an adult.
Yep.
But like, you know, you've graduated from college or what, maybe you didn't go to college, but like you're a full-fledged adult once you've reached 20. So your early 20s, most people are just like, yeah, I know everything and I'll tell
Mhm.
you
And
exactly
I'll
what
fix the
you should
world,
think.
and this is exactly how.
So it's not surprising that somebody that young would do something like
No.
this at
and
all.
not to mention
me.
someone who's been converted into a doomer by the doomerism cult.
What?
Doomerism is basically just, we're all doomed.
Oh,
And it's
really?
very, very
Is
popular.
that what this guy was like?
I mean, I would assume so.
Oh,
But
we don't
that's-
know. Okay.
We don't know anything about him yet, but I mean, I think there's, even if he isn't like that, there's most, I would say, young people honestly believe that they are just doomed to a life of suffering.
Oh God.
Because that's what they're told. They're not
Yeah,
told that
yep.
life is going to be harder, because yeah, it might. I mean, there's a whole lot going on in America. Wages aren't really growing so much.
Mhm.
Jobs might be down, things might be more expensive, whatever. And instead of being told that, you know, we might be going into lean times for a little while, we're told that you will never have anything. You're going to get out of college and you're going to be broke, and you're not going to have a house. You're going to be homeless, and Nazis are going to come kill you. And that's going to be your life.
What?
The Nazis are
Where are
making a
these
comeback.
children going? I don't understand.
I know it
And then
does. It's just complete insanity, but
and
that's
then
what these
there's-
people believe.
They
There's
do,
me when my kids left the car this morning to go to school. I went, lead with love.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
And
It's,
off they went.
I don't think
Like,
parents are
let's
really doing it
just
to these kids.
be
I think a lot of it is,
Right.
it's half coming from, I think, schools and politicians. Because did I talk about the Democrat versus Republican booths at the state fair that we saw?
I
No.
don't think so.
Oh, I was with Melissa, and I found it very interesting. See, so before anyone,
you told me about
I
this,
think-
but I don't think you talked about it on air.
I don't think so. So before anyone, you know, starts to wonder what my leanings are, I don't really have
Have leanings?
leanings so much. I mean, I think, like I said, Minnesota's a leftist state. It probably always will be. I feel more or less powerless, so I feel like there's no reason for me to care outside
Right.
of local things. So it's not like I'm Mr. Republican. I don't really like the Republicans either, to be honest. Neither party is. I'm a lot like Tom.
Well, the extremists, yeah, you know.
I don't know, not even the extremists, just like neither party is doing anything good.
Well,
and
I
don't
agree.
really like
I
either
do
of
agree
them.
with you on that one.
But the difference in how they comport themselves is what I saw at the state fair. So the Republican booth that I saw, actually, wait, I don't think this was the state fair. This was like the Carver County Fair, a small fair.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. It was a Carver County fair. And the Republican booth was just like a couple of guys, and they had flags, and they were like, you know, go America. And that was their whole thing. Very standard Republican fair. The Democrat booth, it was a bunch of jars and a bowl of beans. And on each jar, there was something like trans people being genocided or racism or that sort of thing. And you were meant to put a bean in each jar of the thing that made you afraid.
We're at the fair?
At the fair. And that is how
Oh.
they advertise themselves, as like what makes you the most scared.
Oh, God.
And that is what I have a problem with, is just like, this is what their messaging is. Look at all these horrible, horrible things.
Yep.
You should be afraid. You should be scared. You should be hateful. That's the message coming from the Democrats right now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you're looking at both parties, because I've been a Democrat. I grew up as a Democrat. My mother was way far left Democrat, but she never got angry about it or tried to shove it down anyone's throat. They said her best friend was an ardent Republican. So
Well, I don't think that it's an old problem either. I think 15 years ago, I could have voted for either party and not cared either way. In
Yeah,
fact, I didn't care
yeah.
either way 15 years ago. Ask me which color's which, I wouldn't have known. I
Yeah.
think the divide really started happening about 10-ish years ago, slightly before that, maybe.
I think it ebbs and flows. It does come and go. I
It
think.
does.
It does. There's no question.
But I wouldn't have had any problem with basically any Democrat 2008, even 2012. Like I can't name a single one that I was like upset with.
Right.
And I can name Republicans and Democrats that I'm upset with right now. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I was younger, but by 2008 I was 22. So I don't know, old enough to notice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just don't really understand why. How do you get to the point at 21 years old where you're so angry at someone and so pissed off, you're ready to throw your life away by trying to kill him?
Hmm.
And you did kill him. You tried and you killed him.
Like I said, he thought he had no future, I'm sure. That was the whole thing. Because he wrote a bunch of post-ironic, terminally online
Oh, did he?
memes all over his guns, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So what he would do is he'd go online and he'd go into these spaces, Reddit, Discord, that sort of thing. and he'd hang out with other sad doomer people,
Mhm.
and they would just reinforce each other's beliefs.
God.
It's a lot like the whole emo thing. You remember like 20 plus years ago
Mhm.
is these emos, which stood for emotional, I think, or emotion or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
They'd all dye their hair black and they'd dress up in black and they'd put sad goth makeup on. Hello, Judy.
Jude had to open
And
the door.
then
Yes.
they would go to MySpace with all the other emos and they would talk about cutting themselves and how life is so difficult.
I had a
And-
friend that was emo.
Yeah. And I mean, is that what this person did?
Well, the reason I stopped being her friend is because she would not stop cutting herself.
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
And
really?
they would reinforce each other. They'd
Really?
go online and they'd be like, look at my cutting scars. And they'd be like, oh, it takes away the pain.
She carved some boy's name in her arm
Yep.
once. I was just
Oh,
like,
God.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and
that's
that
enough of that.
it's what happens is people go into these echo chambers where they want other people like them. So they
Well-
just kind of amplify their own insane beliefs
But
until they
that's
get to this point.
The internet, man. Like
That's the thing. is-
algorithms on Instagram,
Yep.
YouTube, Facebook. It's just
Yep.
everything is to support your
hmm
what you're thinking or to keep you headed in one direction or whatever.
And this was before algorithms even. This was before
Yeah, well,
Facebook. This was before any of that.
Well, that's why Instagram and stuff is so successful. Is
Yeah.
because they created an algorithm to follow along with people
It
and
pushed
what they think and
yeah.
want to hear.
The algorithm
and-
is good at pushing neutral people towards something, I think.
yes.
Whereas,
That's
like,
what
if you're-
happens to Mom on X.
Debatably. She's all of a sudden reading all this political stuff and
Yes.
talking like
she used to be pretty neutral,
Yeah.
and then ever since she got on X, I'm like,
Mhm.
whoa, Nelly.
but before it's like if you're already emo, you become emo because it's cool at your school. And
Yeah,
then you
or
go on
you
your
like
computer
are
and you load up your
so
dial-up connection and you'll
angsty.
Google, emo forum.
And well, you're
And you'll find a bunch of other emos.
downloading Taking Back Sunday songs on LimeWire.
LimeWire, Kazaa, Napster, yep.
You're
But it used to be that people would seek these things out. So
Yes.
echo chambers have always existed.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, look at
because-
cults. Look at the whole Helter Skelter guy,
Yeah.
Charles Manson.
yeah,
Mhm.
Charles.
Yeah, people like that have always existed, and they can always find vulnerable people to recruit into their cult. It's just a
Yeah,
whole
but-
lot easier now.
I mean,
It's an
let's-
automated process now.
I can't think of the phrase. I don't
still
know. Like,
love the fact that
oh.
Charles Manson's people misspelled Helter Skelter when they sprayed it on the wall. They put up Heelter Skelter.
Heelter, Skeelter.
How do you think two E's makes an S sound?
I don't get it.
I think even-
Heelter Skelter.
I think Ethan's going to learn that lesson next year.
That's probably true. We better take a break here. My
We
God,
better.
that clock is ticking like mad. We'll be right
Tick.
back in a couple minutes. Continue with the conversation.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
South Dakota. As you know, I love South Dakota. Catherine and I are going to South Dakota in, I think, early October, a couple of weeks, something like that. We're thinking about just going down for the weekend.
Yeah.
South Dakota is one of the most business-friendly states in the country, and there's no better place to settle down and take advantage of those incentives than in Sioux Falls. As the state's largest city with a metro population over 290,000, Sioux Falls has low business costs with a high quality of life. There's no state, corporate, or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, no limits to what your business can achieve. Here's the deal. South Dakota ranks among the top 10 states in the U.S. for tax friendliness, hardest working, healthcare, and doctors, most popular to move to, inbound state for movers. Now, here's another. little spotlight on Sioux Falls, listed in the 50 best places to live for families. The fastest growing Midwest metro, one of the best places to raise a family, one of the best small cities for Gen Z workers, national 4th top inbound city people move to. How does South Dakota stack up against other states? We rank 2nd in the nation for the lowest cost of doing business, the most business-friendly state, and the best business tax climate. And as South Dakota's biggest city, Sioux Falls is at the center of these benefits. Visit www.siouxfallsdevelopment.com.
Maybe you could reconsider all the love you've missed since I've been gone.
We are back. I want to ask you guys, and listeners, and the two of you, this question: that is this a generational thing? I mean, in order to get up and take a rifle at 21 years old and go kill somebody, you didn't just come up with that one day.
Again, Lincoln.
Yeah, bell tower sniper, guy who shot John Lennon.
No, but I mean, how do you
MLK
talk?
assassin.
How do you talk somebody so young into killing somebody?
You don't talk anybody into it. They're just like, I'm mad and I'll kill you
Yep.
because
But
I
why?
have mental issue. People,
Jesus.
same reason your dad saw people that weren't there.
Well, no,
mental
I understand that,
problems,
but he
you
never
know?
killed anybody.
I know, but I just mean it's not a sane individual that's like, I'm
No, I
gonna go do
understand
this.
that.
Like it's not rational and it doesn't make sense, and it's something that anyone with any semblance of a sane brain would say, nope, I can be mad and not kill them.
Right.
I can just unsubscribe and not look at their stuff on the internet.
Well, that's my exact point, is how do you get so angry that you want to kill somebody?
I
don't
do not
get
know.
it.
I do not know.
Especially killing a 31-year-old guy. I don't know much about the politics. I didn't find it. Charlie Kirk, I talked to him a few times. He was a nice guy. We didn't talk about politics or anything like that. We just talked about life. I mean, to get so angry at a 31-year-old, even at 31, don't you kind of go, well, you know, he might mature out of this and we can all come together.
I don't know. By 31, I think you're probably set in your ways.
Oh, you think
but like
so?
I said, Charlie Kirk was not the extremist that a lot of people think he was.
No, he was not.
I mean, he was certainly right wing and he was certainly very Christian. But I mean, there are a lot of people a lot farther to the right than Charlie Kirk.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, I think he was just very vocal
Yeah,
about.
he was very like obvious. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like, okay, if Charlie Kirk, so if you say 0 is as far left as you can go and 10 is as far right as you can go.
Mhm.
And if you say Charlie Kirk was a 7 and you have tons and tons of people on the left cheering for the death of a 7,
I know.
if you're a 7, they would cheer for your death too. They want you to die.
God,
That's the thing.
So sad.
And that's the thing that really gets me about this whole thing. It's like, yeah, crazy people assassinate people and it sucks, but
yeah.
it's like, you know, it's kind of a fact of life. We're humans and humans, you know, go nuts sometimes.
Now, you as an individual, this guy, I saw his name, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The guy who shot him. But you just handed the rest of your life to a guy you obviously hated by killing him.
Well, he didn't, his life is over.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to be on death row for
Yep.
God knows how long, and then he's going to die.
So who's the winner here? He's dead and your life is over because you're going to be either they might execute him. They're
Well,
talking about executing
He thinks
him, I
he's a martyr who just stopped a powerful
Right.
force that's making everyone Nazis. That's I'm
Utah
sure what
has
he
the
thinks.
death penalty.
Yeah, the Utah governor already said once we catch
That
this
makes
guy, we're going to
sense.
kill him.
That
Yeah,
makes
they're going
sense.
to
So
gas chamber, I think. Is that how they do it in that state, the gas chamber?
I think you can choose.
Oh, you can choose?
And I don't think it's a gas chamber.
Yeah, what?
There used to be gas chambers everywhere. But
Everywhere.
All over.
Well, no, they used to
It's the
execute
neighborhood
people.
gas chamber over there.
They
I've
used,
been in a gas chamber.
they used to execute people in some states,
did.
not all, by the gas chamber.
Yeah, now I think it's they like
Is
it's
it
like
the
nitrogen
dentist
inhalation.
thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
I think
You like
so.
put them to sleep and then they
They
And
just
that's it.
dwindle away.
Yeah, I think nitrogen inhalation is a growing popular one because it's cheap and effective and it doesn't hurt at all. You just breathe it in, you pass out, and you're gone.
Well,
Do-
that's the same thing as the euthanasia situation. What is it called? The
MAID?
injection
Oh, yeah.
situation?
You're not talking about the Canada thing
No, not talking about
because
that.
they're all about
The
that.
injection thing, it's like they give you an injection to put you to sleep, and then they give you an injection that slowly stops your heart. Like,
Yeah, but that system there's like 3 or 4 different injections, and if you
Oh,
don't do
okay.
them in the right order at exactly the right timing and dosage, then
Oh.
it can go wrong. It's really
Oh,
just not I wouldn't. I think the injection
I
method
suppose
is
it's different
stupid.
for people. Okay, because like that's what we did with Bella when she passed away.
Well, with animals,
but with animals, yeah, I could.
they
see it being-
basically just give them super
she was-
powerful opiates to the point where it just like overwhelms their system and they die. And I don't know why
Yeah,
they
and-
don't do that with humans.
Yeah.
With humans, I think what they do is they give you a sedative
Mm-hmm.
and then they give you a paralytic
Mm-hmm.
and then they give you something that stops your heart.
Okay.
Whereas they could just like overdose you with heroin and you're gone.
Yeah.
Just give them a big old shot of fentanyl. They'll be dead in seconds.
But it has to be humane.
But I mean, a shot of fentanyl is about as humane as it gets.
Yeah. I don't,
It's not going to hurt going in, and it's
I-
not going to hurt drifting off to sleep. I can tell you that much.
I don't know. Let's talk about some poor Bella. OG pod dog.
She was the
the
first pot
OG
dog.
pod dog.
She-
Oh, Bella was the best.
Before Jude, before Birch,
she
before
was
all of them.
such a ridiculous dog.
Bella.
Like she had the most expressive face of any dog I've ever met in my life.
She had
Like,
those eyebrows.
You knew exactly what she was thinking all the time.
Yep.
Firing squad, is that a thing?
According to the other Andy in the hidden chat here,
Other Andy.
lethal injection and firing squad are both legal, and they can choose, I believe.
Why would you choose firing squad?
Because you look
it's
like a hero.
Cool, I guess. Yeah.
What?
That's the only
That's
thing I can
nuts.
think of.
Why-
You're
yep.
dying anyway.
I know, but
Yeah.
I would much rather like I'm just gonna night night.
Yeah, for real. Firing
Anyway,
squad, I don't know.
Let's
It's
talk
scary.
about let's talk about something positive.
All right, why don't we take our final break and come back and close out with positivity?
Happiness.
The positivity moment.
You damn right.
Hooray!
We'll be right back.
Don't miss the season's biggest and best rummage sale Saturday, September 13th and Sunday, September 14th at the Shoreview Arena, Highway 96 in Victoria. Saturday early bird admission 7 to 9 a.m. is $5, and after that, it's free. Unbelievable deals, and many items go for half price on Sunday. Go both days. There's lots of furniture and a special collection of our favorite things featuring the best of the sale: art, children's and teens clothing, upscale clothing, boutique and beautiful jewelry, books, toys, bikes, holiday decor and craft supplies, electronics, household items, sporting goods, luggage, tools, gardening, pet items, shoes and purses, and so much more. Proceeds from the sale benefit Children's Hospital Association, helping patients and families at Children's Minnesota. More information at northoaksrummagesale.org. That's Saturday, September 13th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Sunday, September 14th from 9 to 2 p.m. at the Shoreview Arena, Highway 96 and Victoria.
You're listening to us, your customers are listening to us, and they'll hear me promote your business. The Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results, obviously. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Perfect. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everyone in between. With a broad approach, each, and they've got a broad reach because of the broad approach. I like that. That's a wonderful thing. In any case, we have a passionate following. Thank you for that. Your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into basically more customers and sales. With a broad reach and passionate following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales. Get ready to start it? Just visit tombernardshow.com, click on the partner tab, and let's discuss how we can work together to grow your business. All right, we are back. We got about 5, 6, 7 minutes somewhere in there to talk about the positivities of life. It's a little difficult right now with people gunning people down and people in the whole deal. What?
This is not positive talk.
I'm
Dad.
saying we're trying to segue into
Well,
a positive
no,
discussion.
It's Margaret's niece's 34th birthday.
See, there you go.
Hey,
There you go.
happy birthday.
So there, look at that. It just popped up.
Actually, I never talked about Colin's birthday on the show.
Hey, we can
We've-
talk about baby birthday.
We've been talking about
Yeah, there you
Charlie
go.
Kirk for the past 5
Doesn't
days.
get more positive than a baby birthday.
That's true. Yeah, we had a whole lot of people there. Like, geez, there was a
You
lot
did.
of people.
There were a lot of people at that gathering.
Yeah, everyone showed up except for a couple people. Daryl and Colleen were going to come, but apparently Daryl's like
Well,
doing not great.
yeah,
Oh,
his
yeah.
health is always a thing.
I know. Sure is.
Colin is now 1.
Colin is 1 year old.
Yep.
Does he say stuff?
He makes noises.
Oh, he doesn't say like mama or
No, we're trying,
Dada or
but
anything.
I think any day now he's going to,
Okay.
because he makes all sorts of sounds.
Well,
and he's
and
trying to talk.
It kind of seems like siblings generally follow along similar milestone things. And I remember Ethan wasn't like a super early talker.
No, he took a while actually.
Yeah.
He didn't really start talking until he was like 2.5.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he was just like speaking full sentences within a month.
That's how my nephew was. He barely said any words. And then, yeah, like right around his 3rd birthday, he was just like, hello, how are you today?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
All of
is
a sudden,
going
Ethan went from this like
Yeah.
mute baby to a
Yes.
kid. It was the weirdest thing.
Yep, I know.
The theme of his birthday was 1-year-old birthday.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't really
Oh.
have the cupcakes were like trucks, right?
Yeah, well, she made that smash cake for him in the shape of
Yeah.
a car, and his happy birthday banner was like streets and cars and roads and that sort of thing.
And
I
the
don't know.
invitation was something about cars, I think.
Was it? Yeah, I can't
I
think
think
about it now.
I think
There
it was
like a
beep,
rhyme
beep,
on it.
Colin is
Yeah,
wonders,
something
you
like
know,
that.
like come join us for some fun.
Yeah, but
Colin is
it's like at
wonders, something like that.
1 years old, they don't really have
They don't
likes and dislikes so
they
much.
have no awareness of anything. I
No.
mean, they have
Right.
awareness, but they're not like they don't remember anything, and they don't have
Nope.
opinions about like
No, they don't.
what he want. I just remember the whole party was just kind of looking at everybody like, why are so many people here?
Mhm. You're just trying to figure out what's going on, and then the
then-
presents came out, and he was thrilled about that.
Oh,
And
yeah,
just
he
kept on
was.
trying to put everything in his mouth.
Yes, he
'Cause that's
does
what
that.
1-year-olds do.
But he loves all of his presents that he got. He's been playing with them nonstop.
Sage
Ethan was never a toy kid.
Vaughn is not a toy kid.
Ethan, we'd get him all sorts of things, and he wouldn't care about almost any of them. But Colin is always playing with stuff.
Vaughn has never really cared about toys ever. And Sage, like, the more toys, the better. And I'm like, why don't you calm down? But
Yeah.
he's the type, too, that will be, like, super into a toy for, like, a week and then
Yeah.
hardly ever look at it again.
Hmm.
And he's always been that way. Like, he built a Lego Lamborghini.
Is it Lego or is it like Duplo or Mega Block?
Lego.
Oh, he's actually doing like Lego.
Oh,
Huh.
Sage he did a 1,000-piece Lego when he was 5, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very good at Lego. But he built a Lego Lamborghini
Oh,
over the weekend, and he was like so proud of it, so proud of it. And then Tuesday, right before we were going to school, it was on the island, and he like accidentally swept it off with his arm, and it shattered. And he was like, "I'm not going to school today. Today's a horrible day," and all this stuff. And then Dan was like, "Okay, let's start putting it together. You have a few minutes, blah blah blah." And then he was like, "We have to put it together as soon as I get home from school." It still is not assembled
Yeah.
because he's just like, "Well,
I feel like you should like Mod Podge those things or something.
that's
Encase them in resin. I
Well,
don't know.
that's what I said to Sage, because he was like, I wish when you put Lego together, it would just stay together. Because he's not that. I would really like to know the ratio of children that take apart Lego and put them together again. Because I don't know a single kid
yeah.
that puts something together for Lego, unless it's just like a random
Well, yeah,
Lego
that's the thing. It's like
set.
these new the way Lego is marketed now. It's like you buy a set and you build a
Yes.
thing. You don't just like
Specific
buy a
thing.
tub of bricks and
Yes.
build whatever the hell you want, because
Yes.
like you built the thing on the box, you followed the instructions, and why would you take it apart again?
Exactly.
You've done what you were meant to
Like,
do.
I'm not going to build it again.
Exactly. Whereas in the
I know.
old days, when it was just here's your bucket of bricks, it made more sense
Bucket
to
of bricks.
you'd build a house or whatever, and then you'd disassemble it because it wasn't like a goal. It was
Yeah.
just like you're building stuff.
Well, and I know there's a website that we've used called Rebrickable, and you can type in like the set that you have, like the number or whatever, and then it tells you other things that you can build with that set. And that's been
Yeah,
really
that is
cool,
nice.
because I'm like, okay, you can take apart the car, and now you can make this
Right.
T-Rex, this house, this whatever. Like,
Why are we
which
talking
is
about-
really cool.
I missed a conversation in the chat about Bluey.
They're
Oh,
talking about
Bluey.
Isn't blue something popular now? Yes, blue something is
blue
popular.
yesterday in my preschool classroom. We went around the circle and asked everybody's favorite show or movie, and I'd say half of them were Bluey.
Yeah? Wow. Ethan
And
hasn't watched Bluey in a long time.
I love Bluey.
We like Bluey. We've
very
been reading
much.
books, we have these like they're called 5-minute stories, and
Oh,
it's like
Yeah, like the big
yeah,
thing
and it's
that
a
has a bunch of-
compilation
yeah.
of
Oh,
like
yeah.
Bluey
We had
episodes made into books.
We had a ton of those when
And
my kids were little.
he loves those, but he doesn't watch Bluey or like care about Bluey.
Really?
But
No.
he still likes the books. I don't know. It's very strange. You'd think he'd be like, I want to watch Bluey, but he never does ever.
Mm.
All right, we can wrap it up. One thing I will tell you is, and I do talk about this long before all this other stuff happened. One of the reasons why Catherine and I love to do this, because there's Mom and me, and there's the two of you, and then there's your children. I mean, it's a very
I do have children.
outgoing segment or show that shows people 3 generations of people can get along. I think family is more important than it's ever been, because instead of, say I call my dad and ask if I should shoot somebody, I'd go, nah, I wouldn't if I were you. Let's just not do that. Don't you think the 3 generations we have going here, and there was a 4th generation when our parents were still alive, Mom and mine, but don't you
Briefly,
think
yeah.
that's how the show should, I mean, the world should work? It's like there are several generations involved here, and we learn things and we trust one another and we have a good time. I mean,
So I've said before, I mean, even if 99% of the world does work that way, even just in America, that means 3.5 million people don't work that way.
I know.
It
You're
doesn't take
absolutely
very
right.
many people to like be a problem.
No, that's
basically.
true.
Choose
But
a
I do think
problem.
family, people don't talk about family as much as they should, I think. Family is very, very important, don't you think?
It is.
So
Well, that's another thing about the
yeah.
doomer culture is that a lot of them are very, they like to steer each other toward cutting contact with their parents and their family.
Yeah, I see
Well,
that.
that's like that's cult.
Yep,
classic
exactly.
cult
That is what a
behavior.
cult does. They're like, yeah, get away from your parents. We know better.
Yeah.
Your parents don't want you happy, but we want you happy. And
Well-
that like Reddit. I encourage everyone listening to go to reddit.com right now and just spend 5 minutes looking at the front page.
Really?
Afraid.
The front page is like what Reddit wants you to see. And you will see the most insane cult. Like, go watch a cult documentary. You won't find people crazier than on the front page of Reddit.
No, people are
And they're
nuts
all
right now.
this
Yep.
doomer cult. That's what the web. I'd say Reddit is basically the headquarters of doomerism right now. And like, go read some of the comments. Find one of these crazy posts and go into the comments and be like, oh well, this obviously the comments are going to call them out. No, they are all going to be in full support of what you just saw.
So basically, they talk about harming other people.
I mean, yeah, a lot of these
God.
a lot of the posts on there, they're like, do Matt Walsh next or do Donald Trump next. And they're like saying this out in the open to each
God,
other. And the
unbelievable.
comments are still up there.
I don't again, I'll close. It's a Friday. I'll close with this. Family to me is the most important thing ever. I loved my mother, my older sister. I mean, I got through because of them. I got through and became what I became because of my family. I didn't want to go kill anybody, didn't want to harm anybody. I knew that I had Toots there. My mother, Theophila, the love of God was her real name. But I think family needs to be focused on more. And what you're telling me basically is they're steering away from family.
Yes, they are. Well, that's what I'm saying is,
Yep.
and just like Alex said, it is a cult. It is absolutely a cult. And what cults do, all of them, every single one, I think that's probably like the unifying factor of all cults is that they will tell you to cut ties with all your friends and family
Why?
because then they have more power over you. If you're the
Well,
only
that's
one in
true.
their
Yes.
lives,
Yeah, that's
like
true.
imagine you don't have any parents, you don't have any friends, you don't have anyone
I have plenty of
except
friends.
for the cult. And if you try to leave the cult, what do you now have? You have nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to stay in the cult.
That's
The
sad.
whole point.
All right. Any closing words?
I think
Have a
we've
good
said
weekend.
many words today.
No, I think it was good
Have
to
a
see
great
family members,
weekend.
a couple of generations talking about this. Turn toward family. My God, if you don't have one, I really feel sorry for you. And
Yeah.
there are people that can take care of you, but family has always been, it's 4 or 5 generations now. It's always been very, very important. And I think that's because my dad was, crazy and he was institutionalized and all the rest of it. So I immediately realized at the young age of 7 years old that I had to count on the rest of my family to get through this.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's another, it's like, that's why there's so many gang problems right
Yeah.
now is
Yep.
gangs are basically a form of cult.
Yep.
It's like these kids don't have fathers, and their moms are working or don't care about them, and their siblings are all part of a gang, and they're like, well, I guess I'll join this gang because it's people who seem to care about me. So yeah, I honestly think that if you traced all of the major problems in America right now back to anything, it would probably be Jude. But then after that,
Jude, trouble.
I think it would probably be just like lack of parental support.
Yeah, I think, yeah, yep. But this family's, that's the furthest thing we were from. I mean, parenting is huge in our family.
The number one indicator of poor life outcomes is lack of caring and present parents.
Yeah.
The number one indicator of drug addiction, of joining a gang, of becoming a victim of homicide. The number one indicator is lack of parental support and connection and that sort of thing.
Well, yeah. And I think right now, what I'm noticing with my kids, the ages that they're in, like if you have your kid, if your kid's really interested in something, like Fawn's really interested in dance, and that's like kind of the main thing she wants to do. And like third grade is kind of when extracurriculars can get really, really intense for kids. Like any activity you do, it can get very, very intense around third grade. And you can follow along with that and be like, okay, my kid's going to play baseball 17 hours a week at age 8. And then now it's just going to keep getting more and more and more. But then you also, because a lot of parents, it's like, oh, I'm supporting their interests.
Right.
But then it's like, your kid's never home.
Yeah.
And you're never with your kid. And like, we just changed dance studios this year because the dance studio that we were at wanted Fawn to dance like 14 hours a week this year. And she, like 2 days a week, should have had to go straight from school to dance and not be done with dance until 8:45 at night. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
That's just too much.
And I'm the only person that was like, no, we're not doing this. And everybody else was like, yep, sounds good. And I'm just like, so you're not literally not gonna see your kid hardly at all those days.
Yeah, that can't be good.
Can't do it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I understand you're wanting to support your kids' interests and like have them be the best that they can be. Blah, 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 blah.
Maybe once they're teenagers, but at like 9 and 10,
that's
just
what I'm
insane.
saying. I'm like, because it's as a parent, it is your job when they're younger to be like, this isn't the best thing for you. Like you need downtime. We need time together as a family. Like we need to be conscious of what we're doing, not just like, yep, okay, sounds good. Because the kids will just do whatever.
And they'll burn out. They'll burn out quick.
And dance burnout is super, super common for the young ones that are dancing like a bajillion hours a week. And whenever I see really good dancers that are like 8 years old online, I get kind of sad.
Yeah, it's like that with anything. It's like these kids that can do like long division in their heads or whatever.
Yes,
it's
and
like,
it's like, because you were drilled to no end.
They were literally drilled as kids. Their entire childhood is this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Like,
okay, you're good at something, but
4-year-old violinist. It's like, no, this is sad. Like this
it's
4-year-old shouldn't even know how to hold a violin.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're not like having a childhood.
And there's a reason that you never really hear about childhood virtuosos becoming a big thing later.
Yeah.
Is because they all burn out. Like every single one of them. Name a virtuoso. Name someone who's a master of something.
Yeah.
Odds are they probably weren't doing this when they were 6 years old.
Yep.
Because when a kid burns out, they never want to do it ever again.
Well, Margaret says no chance to be bored or anything. And exactly that. I'm like, my kids need to be able to be bored.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's when they actually use their brains and problem solve and get creative and
knowing how to entertain yourself is a very important skill that a lot of people don't learn.
And I think that that's something that's going to continue to be more and more difficult because it's like there's constant entertainment. If you're home, can I watch stuff on an iPad? Can I play video games? It's like there's always.
We already have that problem with Ethan.
A way to be entertained.
If he's bored, he's like, can I watch TV? And we're at the point where if he asks 3 more times, we're just going to take the TV away because It's like the first thing he thinks of. He wants to watch TV or play a game.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
like-
why we, when Fawn was, I want to say 3, moved the TV in the basement, and we don't have a TV on our main floor, because then we're like,
yeah, we might have to.
it's a much more conscious decision.
Right. You
Because
have
it's
to
not
go
always
watch
just
TV.
right there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're all gonna go watch this movie. Like we're gonna watch The Parent Trap.
Right.
This is like that's next on our docket of when we have a movie night. And
Yeah,
then it's
we like to have movie nights, and sometimes.
yeah, but it's like when it's right there all the time. I think it's really hard for little kids not to just be like TV, TV,
Yep.
TV.
He'll leave his
TV,
room and he
'cause it's-
goes into the living room,
Yeah.
and there it is. He's eating
Mhm.
at the table. There it is.
Yep.
It is very easy to obsess over it because it's just
Yep.
always right there.
Mhm.
All right, that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I see. I thought that hour was fantastic.
Yeah,
because
we had a
talked
lot to talk about.
very honestly about family. Family, like I said, in our family, all the people,
We go
number one thing that matters is moms, dads, kids, grandkids,
puppies.
It's important.
puppies. Yeah, you got to pet puppies too. Absolutely.
And really, I don't even
There you
know.
go.
I don't even know if it's actually about having to spend X amount of hours with your kid. I
Right.
think if at the very least they need to be able to count on you.
Yep.
They need to be able
Yes.
to feel like if
Yep.
I lose everything, what do I do?
Well, and there's just a lot of like evidence to show that like children that have like dinner with their family every night or like bedtime and their parents are always there
Mhm.
with them, like yeah,
Right.
that just teaches kids that it's like, oh, my family's reliable
Right.
and we have time to like sit together and connect and like be with each other rather than like
Mhm.
I'm just ushering you from thing to thing.
Because if your family's not a support structure, you're going to go find a support structure, and
Yep,
that is when you
that's
get
right.
caught up in gangs or
Yep.
cults or that sort of thing.
Yeah, and there's a difference between being supportive and being like actually there and
Right.
making tough decisions that
Mhm.
are better for them.
Yeah, just being like, do whatever you want, I don't care, is
Yeah.
probably the worst thing you can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Jack's Cafe giveaway is on Monday.
Marvelous.
It's already upon us.
Upon
So
us.
you got 2.5, 3, I guess, closer to 3 more days to put that comment on there. x.com/Tom Bernard Show. Look for the pinned tweet. Comment on there for your chance to win a $100 gift card at Jack's Cafe.
Woohoo.
We'll talk to you on Monday. Thanks.
Bye.
Toodles poodles.
Every time I hear the singing reminds me how you talking my